So a lot of people talking about how to work out, not enough people talking about why. Like, there's a book, Start With Why. I think Simon, I forget who wrote it, but it's a good read, and I think it also goes really well with Atomic Habits. Like, read Start With Why and then Atomic Habits, especially for behavior change. So working out is like one of those things that a lot of people struggle to get started with, and even struggle even more to keep it. Like, a lot of people yo-yo diet or go to the gym for a little bit and then stop going. I think their why isn't great. Like, if your why is just to lose weight for a wedding or to look good for the summer, it's never gonna stick. I think look deeper at why. Like, a good why is longevity. People who exercise live longer, but not only do they live longer, they feel good longer. So their health span is increased. Oh shit, might be a little too heavy. All right, now we're good. That ripped the floor. Oh man, fuck. This floor is not gonna hold up. That's the first time I dropped a dumbbell and I ripped the floor. This floor is good for like yoga and stuff like that. Damn. Oh well. Can't have anything nice. So if your why to work out is longevity, you'll do well because it doesn't fade. The wedding doesn't come and pass. The summer doesn't leave. The 90-day challenge doesn't end. It's like, I exercise not to have just a six-pack. That might be a byproduct of it. But I go to the gym 3 or 4 days a week. So when I'm 60, I'm still playing basketball. Or when I'm 70, I'm picking up both my grandkids and walking around. If longevity is not important to you, just keep that framework though. Like, look for something, try to identify a reason that resonates with you that isn't gonna just come and go. Like, my why for working out, besides, so maybe 20% of it is to look good. Like, it sucks to be a short guy or a skinny guy and like just not be strong. So like, actually, I don't know. I don't care. Like, I've never been fat and had like an image problem. A little bit when I used to drink, but being strong is fun. Like, for my size, I'm decently strong, but it's cool to be able to like just move stuff in your life. Like, I moved a few times in the past few years and just moving furniture. Like, it sucks to like just be limited in life by that. So strength is, say, 20% of it. And then 80% of the reason why I work out is simple. It's to have better mental health, better like energy levels, and just feel better. Like, the body requires maintenance. Like your car, you have to do a tune-up, you have to fucking do an oil change. Your body needs activity. And we don't work on farms, we don't hunt chasing animals in the woods. So we have to do this just to maintain the body how it's supposed to be. Or it's like your body's running like a broken down car. And then it's just not fun to live like that. So this hour a day, say 4 days a week, is enough. It's not 100%, but it's 80%, enough to keep the body operating well. And then you just feel better. Then you don't resort to like all these other coping mechanisms. Hold on, I gotta do a set. Say your why is that resonates. You want to feel better. You want a little more confidence. You're a guy or a girl, and you want more energy in the morning. You want to be able to fall asleep at night without your mind racing. You want to have less anxiety. Like, a generation ago, that doesn't seem to have been as big of a problem as it is now, but the data shows that it is a growing, like, huge problem. one of the reasons why is people aren't using their bodies the way they're supposed to be. It's bad enough we're consuming a bunch of things we're not supposed to that cause inflammation. Your shampoo, it's terrible for you. Not the act of washing your hair, but the chemicals in it. That all adds to a toxic burden that we're dealing with. The glyphosate and the chemicals in your food add to that. If you're drinking tap water, it's a friggin' mess, the chemicals in tap water. So your body's getting inundated with all this shit, and the immune system can only handle so much. So if you're also just going to class all day or working from home, sitting, driving, just inside, now the body's not getting what it can. Like maybe if the body was in optimal shape, it would be a little better at cleaning out the tap water out of your system and not letting the friggin' chemicals in the shampoo do as much damage. But like, it is better to just drink filtered water or like Mountain Valley spring water, or just switch to non-toxic shampoo. That makes things easier. But okay, let's stick to working out. I think almost everyone's in agreement that the way our bodies are and the way we respond to things is based on years and years and years, tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of years of evolution, where things were the same for a really long time. So like in this snap of a finger, we went from cavemen to unlimited calories and unlimited safety, essentially. But our computer, our brain, and our operating system, our body just aren't designed for that. So we have to give it some bare minimums. Like anyone who drives, try to go 5 years without changing the oil in your car. See what happens. I had a friend do that once. That car is no longer on the road. So try to, and people do that all the time. They know, all right, in a few months I gotta go get an oil change. Like that's just the bare minimum to make sure the car handles well, drives well. Your body, the bare minimum is not walking around the block or going to get coffee or a yoga class once a month with a friend. The bare minimum is like 8,000 steps. It's like the bare minimum. That's like just getting going, like 8,000 steps a day. That's just bare minimum. Everything less than that, you're gonna be sick. Like, and it might not show up day one. So I didn't walk 8,000 steps, like I'm sick. But it will start to show up. You'll start to see weight getting put on. You'll start to feel like not as sharp. Mental health will start to decline just a little bit. And then compound that over years. And in 5 years, if you're completely sedentary and don't even make that minimal walking, like the odds of like almost all diseases will be up. And you might even have one of them. You might went from pre-diabetic to diabetic. When it comes to strength training, like the way we lived had strength training built in. So like women were carrying babies all the time. They were going to get water from freaking rivers and ponds and carrying it back, and like they didn't have to lift weights, they didn't have to run, it was just built into their life. But like our body's designed for that. Almost every animal still lives in the environment that it adapted to, like that it evolved to be in, except like cats and dogs. And the only other animal that we really know of that's fat and sick and gets cancer and shit are the domesticated animals of humans. That tells you that what we do is just inherently bad. So to bring it back, the reason for working out shouldn't be looked at like, oh, I want to lose weight, I want to like have a six-pack, I want to be so strong, I want to compete on stage, whatever it is. Like if those are your reasons and they're sustainable, great. But if those have been your reasons and you're not sticking to it, maybe you should have a little paradigm shift and be like, this is more of like a need to do than a want to do. Like my body needs this. Like if I want to be like just operating well or even close to like what my capacity is, I need to move my body. Minimal walking, 8,000 steps a day. In the winter it's harder, but you can get it in. Like we have a person, our tenant has a little treadmill in their house and they walk. I have a dog, so I walk with the dog like at least 8,000 steps a day. Dogs are great because they force you to get outside. I walk way more now that I have a dog than without it. People with dogs tend to live longer. It might be just because, besides the companion part, it might just be because they walk more. And then lifting weights just keeps lean muscle mass on you. Like it's great for the cardiovascular system. It's great for the hormones in your body and like your nervous system. That's all great. But like just talk about lean muscle mass. from 30 on, you just shed lean muscle mass. And lean muscle mass is so hard to keep on. So these few days a week, it is just enough that you don't lose it. And if you do it correctly with like a good program, ChatGPT could write it, a trainer could write it. You could buy a program online like P90X or Bonita Beasley. And if you're doing a progressive program that gets a little more difficult each week, you'll actually be putting on muscle as long as you eat enough. And when you work out, it's easier to eat enough because you're hungry, especially when you put calories in the right spot. So I guess I've never been a follower of fitness guys, like the gym bros, clearly. It just didn't resonate with me, like just eating like fucking just these pre-made meals and just ramen and protein powder. Like most people will never live like that. So I think most people say, oh, if you want to be a bodybuilder, that's how you have to eat. But like if you want to just put on muscle and have a good physique, you don't have to eat like that. And I'm going to get in really good shape this year just because I don't like, it's not that I don't like it, because I've listened to people give advice on things that they don't have per se, like expert advice. Like your doctor can teach, can explain to you how to eat healthy, and he might not eat healthy. That doesn't mean what he's saying is wrong, but there is a part of humans that, like, there's this doubt wheel in the back of the brain that when you hear this little skinny, fat, weak kid in his basement trying to tell you how to work out and eat well, you're like, yeah, fuck you. You don't even know how to do it, or you don't even do it yourself, so why am I going to listen to you? And, like, that's valid. Like, it's not accurate because it doesn't mean the things that I'm saying are wrong, but it does just make sense. It's just one of the things that, like, humans do. So to make it easier for you guys, like, the last year has been really a like crazy busy year, so I didn't really stay in great shape. But this year, I'm gonna like get in great shape, and not just like for a couple reasons. One, it's important to me, but like I think it's also important if you're gonna be teaching and influencing people to live exactly what you're saying, not just a portion of it. Nah, I work out once in a while. If I'm preaching work out 3 or 4 days a week and hit macros, if I hit your nutritional goals and I'm not doing it, like, I don't blame people for not listening to that person. So I'm just starting this out, and like my fitness journey, it's not that it's beginning, but it's going to ramp up. So you'll see the progression. All right, let me stop yapping and do another set. It's like